Ooh, that is a chilly one. What we're going to talk about today is working out at home. Something I hear on a relatively frequent basis is I'm working out at home, and it's just that. It's a workout, I'm exercising. I feel like I'm not making progress with my training because I'm at home. What are we going to do about that? Hey? Well, let's go back to basic principles. What is fitness? It is increasing work capacity over broad times and modal domains. In English, what we're really talking about there, increased work capacity is our ability to express power. We're trying to increase that. Power from GCSE is force times distance divided by time. So our force is our load, whether that's a barbell or body weight. Our distance is our range of motion, be that large or small. And our time, well, we'll get into that in a wee second. So we can tweak all of those to increase our power. Increase the load, increases power. Increase the range of motion, increases power. Do it in a faster time, increases power. We do all of them together, it's an exponential increase in power. It's phenomenal. Now, broad times. I want to have that increased work capacity over short expressions of time, whether that's under 10 seconds or under a minute or whatever. A middle amount of time, be that like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, or a long period of time, like 12 minutes and above. I want to be able to maintain that expression of power for those durations of time. And our modal domains is our disciplines. So whether it's weightlifting, running, gymnastics, whatever the heck we're doing, we want to be able to express our power regardless of what the discipline is. That way we build a broad, wonderful display of fitness. How do we improve it? Like, what are the action steps we need to do? Well, we want to have it constantly varied. We want to have functional movements, and we want to perform them at high intensity. Why? Well, constant variety, sometimes confused with randomness. It's basically like a balanced plate. Okay, if we're thinking about eating food, you don't want to just eat broccoli because you're going to miss out on the nutrients and stuff that are in orange vegetables. So you want to have a balanced variety so that you get all the nutrients that you can possibly think of. So if we just ran all the time, or if we just did gymnastics, we're going to miss out on the benefits of the other things. So constantly varied. Common misconception there is that replicates everyday movements. No, a functional movement is a movement that is good at expressing power. So let's use a snatch as an example. We are lifting a load from the floor, so a deep squat position. We're exploding up, we're fully opening those hips. We're catching it deep in that overhead squat and we're standing it all the way up. So we're moving whatever weight we are through a massive range of motion very, very quickly. So it's great at expressing power. Now, and performed at high intensity. Now that's relative high intensity to the individual, but the idea is that the more intent goes into each rep, the more you're going to get out of it, the more stimulated your body's going to be. So you're going to get not just a response from your nervous system, more efficient firing, better pathways, all that kind of stuff, but also your hormonal system is going to dump all those hormones in, you're going to recover faster and make better adaptation. If we don't perform it at high intensity, we miss out on some of those benefits and our progress might be slower. There's a few rabbit holes in there, which we're going to skip past. Right, here's why we're here. Fitness in 100 words. So we've looked at what is fitness. We've looked at how we're going to do that. But let's look at some movements and general rules that we can follow. First up, nutrition. We start with eating meat, vegetables, nuts and seeds. Some fruit, little starch and no sugar. And we do that in amounts that supports exercise and not body fat. Simple. Next up, lifting. We want to practice and train the major lifts, deadlifts, squats, presses, clean and jerks, and snatches. That's controlling an external object. So picking things up, throwing them around the place. Then we want to master the basics of gymnastics. We've got things like pull-ups, dips, rope climbs, push-ups, sit-ups, presses to handstand, pirouettes, flips, splits, and holds. So that's controlling your own body through space. Nice, balance, coordination, agility, all those things. Then, conditioning components. We want to bike, row, run, swim, hard and fast. So we get the most out of them. Again, it's a variety of conditioning things. Some will stimulate the lower body, some the upper body. etc. We want to mix them together creatively as much as we can. We want to try and do that 5 or 6 times a week so that we're making consistent progress. So we can look at 3 days on, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, so that you're getting 3 really good, hard, intense days. We're maintaining that intensity, we're taking a recovery. Maintain the intensity, take the recovery. Or we could look at 5 days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off. So again, we're maintaining intensity. If we keep going without taking days off, we might go for a little while, but at some point our body's going to break down. It's not going to allow us to recover and get the most from our training. Routine is the enemy. Trying to keep workouts short and intense. Again, maximizing the intensity so we can keep that power output high. The longer they go on for, the more that power output drops, and the less benefit we want to get, the less stimulus from our body. And finally, regularly learn and play new sports. So we're exposing our body to a wide variety of stimuluses, and it's going to really challenge our nervous system, learning those motor patterns, and it's going to allow us to learn things quicker, because the more exposure we have, the better. You look at kids who are growing up, who are exposed to a wide variety of sports, they tend to do much better later on in life when they are doing stuff. Let's take out all the elements that require equipment that we may not have access to at home. So we're thinking about a living room that has some seats, and that's about it. So we can still work on our nutrition. Great, we'll keep all of that. We'll take away all the weightlifting. So controlling external objects. I mean, we could just lift up the sofa and move it around the place. That'd be pretty cool. Just rearrange the room 20 times. Our gymnastics, we can keep most of our gymnastics, because apart from pull-ups and rope climbs, most of those can be done with body weight. But take the flips away as well, though, because we want a crash mat for that. So most of our gymnastics, we can really work on that. There's some pretty cool development from our handstands and splits that we can get that will carry over and make all the other stuff way easier too. We can still run, don't need any equipment for that, unless it's super icy, then we might not want to do that. We can still do this 5 or 6 days a week. We can still keep things varied, and we can still keep workouts short and intense. So if we focus in on all of these elements, we can still get fantastic fitness, so that whenever we are able to add the other stuff back in, we're going to get more from them. So over the coming weeks, we're going to take a deep dive into our nutrition. We're going to deep dive into our gymnastics, those basics, learning the handstand, getting some holds, getting some split mobility in there too. We're going to still keep the frequency of our workouts up, and we're going to get nice and sweaty, hitting these hard and fast. I hope you've been able to take something useful from that, and you're able to implement it yourself over the next however long we're training at home. If you are, please let me know in the comments below what that is. I'd love to follow along and see how you're getting on. If you find this content useful, please like and subscribe below. It really helps us get our message out there so that more people can learn and hopefully can train smarter and get more progress when they are training at home. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys real soon.